Welcome back to the Ross Bolen podcast. I am your host, Ross Bolen, joined today by Jared Borislow, also known as J-Bone, in this season of The Bone. Halloween just around the corner.
It's true.
How we feeling, Jared?
I'm good. We're also joined here today by a fly.
A fly? Yeah, it's like that episode of Breaking Bad.
People always mention that episode. I've never seen Breaking Bad.
There's a fly in the studio, though. That's what he's saying.
Everybody says that's one of the worst episodes of like TV of all time, which is funny because it's in one.
Not everybody says that. I love that episode.
Really? You're the only person I've ever heard acclaim that.
Oh, I bet there's lots of us, dozens.
What? Can you give me a non-spoiler of what happens in that episode?
I mean, Walter and Jesse are in the lab, and there's a fly in the lab, and you can't have a fly in the lab because it'll contaminate the methamphetamine that they're cooking.
Okay.
So Jesse becomes obsessed with catching the fly as he is stuck in the lab for hours on end by himself while Walter is dragged off to do something else by their kingpin boss. So it's like it's one, what is that called when the episode is kind of like a one-off?
I was actually sadly and unfortunately about to ask you that.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Everybody's yelling at their radio right now, but
I'm gonna guess in epistolary episode.
Yeah, that's not it. But it's one of those where it kind of it's this very focused story on him hunting this fly. I believe the title of the episode even is Fly, if I'm not mistaken.
A similar example of this, in Ted Lasso, when they did that Coach Beard episode, everybody was comparing that to the Fly episode of Breaking Bad because a lot of people did not like that episode.
It's called Fly, Season 3, Episode 10. Of Breaking Bad. We got one of those moments going on right now, but I don't care because we've had like a fly infestation in Austin since the pandemic started. As I said on a very recent episode, I don't know, a few weeks ago, could have been on patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast, but I've been doing battle with these things, man. They're out there in force, and I think it's because we let down our pesticide game during the pandemic. It's my theory. But Bone Man, the weather is changing. We're getting cooler. It's happening. It's really happening. Robe season is upon us. We took back the robe from the pedophiles and sex criminals with the year of the robe back in 2018 maybe. And living the robe life has been a focus of this podcast ever since. But it's been some time since we really did any robe talk. So today is the day we revisit the robe.
Okay, so we never really talked, robe in the J-Bone era.
In the era of the Bone Man, we haven't.
So I haven't been able to say my take. I hate robes.
Why? You're about to have a mob on your ass, just so you know. Jared Borislow on Twitter.
I'm representing all the RBP listeners who...
Man who likes warm toilet seats hates robes.
I wonder if those are related.
No, I want you, before you start talking crazy, you need to give us your take. Why?
Yeah, okay. So I don't like the fact that if you are sitting or laying down in a robe and then you want to get up, it's like impossible because your ass, like maybe it's just because I have a big, fat, juicy ass, but it weighs down the back of the robe so that I'm like stuck. I have to then arch my back, pick my butt up, pull the robe out from under my big, fat, juicy ass so that there's slack so that I can then bend my body up enough to stand up.
Dress wearers rolling their eyes at you right now. So you're saying because the item of clothing extends beyond your buttocks, it makes it difficult for you to stand.
Yeah,
that's your stance.
And if you're sitting, it constricts your shoulder mobility because it hangs down to your ass.
That's absurd.
It makes your ass obstruct your shoulders.
I'm suspicious that you came in wanting to be the anti-robe guy, and you're coming up short.
That's just my take. I don't find
if you had said they make me sweat or something like that, I would have said, okay, that's fair. Because really, we do have a much shorter window for robe season here in Austin, Texas, and where I'm born and raised in Houston. And anywhere where it's hot most of the time is my point. It's a short season. You got to really take advantage when it gets cool, which is kind of my point today. Right? Like, the other day, I realized, wow, it's quite cool in here. I could use a robe. And that was the first time it had occurred to me since, the beginning of the year when it was still winter. So it's here. And as such, we're going to discuss the best robe-wearing moments. Now, we did a version of this years ago, Micah and I. And I remember one of them was post-coitus robe. That's obvious, though, right? Like after sex robe, it's one of the best robes. Goes without saying. So we don't have to include that in our best robe wearing moments today. And I'm going to try to throw out some new ones. And my first one is fresh out of the hot tub on a cold night robe. That's a good robe.
So yes, I would agree. That's a time where I would wear a robe, but I wouldn't be wearing it for it being a robe. I'd be wearing it as a towel, as a full body towel. Like, I think it's really a marketing thing. If they marketed robes as full body towels, I'd use them in more situations.
See, I don't like them for that reason. I like to dry off and then put on the robe. The robe's not going on straight out of the hot tub, really. It's like you dry off with a towel and then you put on a robe. And you sit outside and enjoy the cool against your heated body that was just in this hot water, the cool air, the contrast, the hard nipples.
Be easier to enjoy that without the fucking robe.
But then it's too much cold. Then you've got it's not comfortable.
Okay.
That's the point of the robe. It gives you the comfort.
Are you going to get a hot tub at your new house?
Am I going to get a hot tub? I don't think so. It's pretty fucking hot outside most of the time here.
That's a good point.
We might get a pool, but I don't know about a hot tub.
God, putting a pool in sounds like a beating. If you get a below ground pool,
I'm not going to dig the hole myself, Jared. I was going to pay some guys.
That's even more of a beating from what I understand.
What do you mean?
Putting in a pool costs like over $20,000 because they got to dig it and they got to.
I can assure you, paying $20,000 is a hell of a lot less painful than digging a pool yourself. Are you insane? Do you have any idea how long that would take me?
I wouldn't do it myself. I would go and hire the kids from Holes and pay them in onions.
Also, I think pools are like $80,000 right now. I'm not exaggerating.
Austin,
I'm being dead serious.
I believe
face.
that. Everybody I know in Austin who's gotten a pool in the last 3 years.
If you get a traditional pool, I'm not joking. Right now, it's like $80,000.
Above ground pools are becoming really popular. The stock tank pools.
Well, also, there's like all these weird eco-friendly versions of pools that you can get that are relatively affordable, more like $10,000 to $20,000. But if you want a traditional pool put in your backyard from scratch in 2022, it's going to cost you.
It's going to
cost you.
There's somebody out there whose home price skyrocketed because they had a pool, like pre-pandemic.
Oh, for sure. As a piece of their home value skyrocketing, yeah. But just in general, the entire housing market during the pandemic made absolutely no sense. That was chaos.
The pool market
shot up like 40%.
Pool market sounds even crazier.
Well, a lot of markets went crazy. Pools being one of them, though.
Stock,
and it's related to materials too. Stock market went crazy. No, but that didn't make any sense either. A lot of it's illogical, but the stuff with like the pools related to the supply chain issues, right? And also the labor shortage. Both of those things come into play here. Even getting like the simplest shit done. I'm trying to get some fools to come over and put together a fucking basketball hoop right now. Pain in my ass. Massive pain in my ass.
Can't do that one yourself?
Hell no. Have you seen one of these things, man?
I'm pretty sure.
Dude, it is so much worse than you're imagining.
Unfold it and pour some water into the base.
Oh my God, I would love to see. I would actually, Jared, I'm going to think of a figure, and I will pay you that amount to watch you attempt to put this thing together for just 10 minutes. If you can make even relative progress, I will be impressed.
I mean, I'll do the minuscule parts of it that don't require like the heavy lifting. I would just like screw in a few things.
That's the problem. Like all of it is a two-man job. At a minimum, and my wife is pregnant. I'm like, she's not going to put together a fucking basketball hoop with me.
Technically,
your lazy ass isn't going to come over and do it.
Well, technically, your wife is two people, so she could do it by herself.
Anyway, fresh out of the hot tub on a cold night. Before a boxing match.
Oh yeah, no, I can get down with that because you're not sitting down. You're hopping around. Yeah, I can get down with robes if you're not sitting.
It's keeping your shoulders, your muscles warm, your punching muscles. Your punch-throwing muscles.
You can put the hood on, look intimidating.
Yep. Go full fucking Damon from House of the Dragon.
Yeah, famous boxer throughout history.
He always wears his hood when he's trying to be sneaky or whatever. What else? Going to get the paper in the morning.
I can see this, but here's the question.
What is Tony Soprano style?
What does Tony have on under that? Is it nothing?
Boxers.
What if there's wind? Is it just boxers? Is that?
Yeah.
I feel like it's still kind of sketchy. Like, what are the kids? What are those kids outside?
Is it socially acceptable?
Yeah, it's like kids outside.
Oh, come on.
It's like your cock could be out.
Your cock isn't out.
It could be out.
Don't put it out. Don't let it out.
With the wind.
Keep it in there.
A gust of wind.
Could take it out. Well, I'm not saying it's not possible.
At the hole.
But they have been known to escape. But I'm just saying that's a great time for a robe right there. Because it's kind of a power move. That's the point. You know?
Do you get the paper? Do you subscribe to a paper?
No.
Are you ever going to?
I did. My mom gave me a year subscription to the New York Times for Christmas one year, and I think it transferred to me, and I'm paying for it. But I don't know where it's going because it's not coming here.
Well, you get the digital ones. You can get past that paywall.
It's like $3.99 or something for like a year.
It's not.
Papers are failing.
It's expensive.
They've been failing since before I was in
I think
college.
it's $6 a month.
It's crazy. Kind of fucked up our whole news system. This whole fake news thing is largely the result of papers failing.
Yeah, actually.
People don't realize that.
That's true.
It really is.
Because then they had to sell more papers, and they did that by
They just
making
started
not,
doing bullshit
not news.
clickbait crap, and that's where we got to where we are.
That's why we, who are only beholden to our advertisers, are the most non-fake.
We're the realest.
We'll tell you the truth unless it contradicts with one of our advertisers on that specific episode.
Realest shit you ever heard, unless it contradicts with one of our advertisers on that specific episode.
Luckily, it's only on that specific episode, because that's the only ones they listen to.
Yeah. Also, my last best robe moment, is opening presents on Christmas morning. Sorry, Jews.
Jews, we open presents too.
Well, okay, opening presents during the holiday season. Let's be inclusive.
Yeah, but
opening presents. Okay, see, it's not the fucking same.
It's not because of.
It's got to be Christmas morning. I am sorry, Jews and everyone else.
As a Jew or a half Jew, whatever you want to call me, it will be weird.
I'm just gonna call you Jared for the sake of legality.
It would be weird after a full day, the sun goes down, then you put on your robe to open presents. It doesn't work.
It doesn't hit the same. Yeah,
No,
you gotta.
It's too forced.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm putting the robe on to have a presents.
I mean, I'll still do it. I'll force the robe because that's kind of the type of dude I am with the robe. I do force it into moments where it's maybe not as appropriate. Like I've streamed with the robe on, you know what I mean, on Twitch. So it wasn't sexy or anything like that. It just was. I just did it. But yeah, you got to pick your spots. That's important. That's why I put it away during the summer because I've tried to force it then before. It's a sweaty, disgusting mess, and you don't want that. You don't need that. Don't try to force it. Get yourself a nice summer robe, one of those really thin ones. I've got one of those too. I just don't bust it out as often because it's not the same as when you need something to keep you warm and cozy, and you can get out that robe. You know?
I got a question for you.
Yep.
I've always wondered this. When a hotel...
Thought you were going to ask me how babies were made.
When a hotel has a robe in your room, can you just take that?
No, Jared. But people do, to answer your question. People take fucking everything from hotels, like pillowcases. People are psychos and cheapos, and it's fine. And I would also say it's the same thing as being resourceful. And the hotels take you for an arm and a leg with all their charges, so you might as well get some. And the way I do this, it's one of the only places in life that I do one of these weird little like gotcha things, and I do take the shampoos and the soaps. I enjoy them. Mm-hmm. I keep them in a drawer here in Bolen Media headquarters.
Well, those you're allowed to take.
If anybody needs them, well, I take a lot of them. And sometimes I take the extra supplies if I have access to them, which is why they shouldn't give us access. If you give me access, I am assuming you are cool with me ransacking. So,
my boy underscore tits.
Not Booty Stank Joe.
No,
Shocker.
This is not Booty Stank Joe.
Huge moment for the podcast.
It's not Booty Stank Joe, and it's not Handjob Swag. It's underscore tits.
Wow. This crew you have assembled in life is something else, man. J-Bone underscore tits, Booty Stank Joe. What's the other guy?
Handjob Swag.
Handjob Swag. Unreal.
Anyways, underscore tits. We were at a fraternity reunion, and he puked in these sheets in the bed, and he just bundled them up and he just threw them in a trash can in the hallway.
I respect that move. Fuck it, they're done. It's over. I mean, dude, sometimes you just gotta say goodbye. I have a buddy who pretty regularly would shit his pants at work, and he would just take his boxers off and throw them in the trash.
Did we used to work with this person?
Nah. He'd send us a picture. He was a buddy of mine, and at his job, he used to shit his pants pretty frequently. And he would go to the restroom and take off his boxers and throw them in the trash can, and he'd put them in the most public one so it was awkward, and take a picture of them and send it to us so that other people would come in and see that there were shit-stained boxers in the... He was a real sicko, but
but like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like for the good of the people, right? Because he's making it so that not your guy, my underscore tits.
Oh,
he made
guy.
it so no future person had to sleep on those sheets, right? Because if he left them in there, they're probably gonna wash those and put some sad person on those. He made it. It's like salt the earth, vomit in the sheets, so that
Whose bed was it?
no one else. It was a hotel bed. That's what I was saying. It was his bed in a hotel.
Yeah, that poor. I mean, but like, dude, you got to realize the hotel beds. God bless those washing machines. Whatever, they got to be high industrial size because industry quality. Because it's not his puke that I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
It's poo and cum and blood that I'm worried about. Really.
Okay, so
But really everything coming off the other humans and out of them. I don't want that.
this is a great story, a great segue for me, because I get to introduce another member of my crew, and it's actually a story that makes sense for.
Please
for
have
him.
a great nickname.
Okay, so my boy Monster Cock,
Wow.
actual nickname. Like you people think I'm making these up, but these are real. He has a big penis.
That one's extremely inappropriate, though.
Yeah. It's appropriate. Trust me. It's extremely. It's this thing is like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Yeah, but why do you? But then now everybody know. You know what I mean? Like, if you go around calling him that, people are gonna know about what his dick has got going on.
I think it's the.
That's
point.
like his private area.
I think it's the
man.
point.
Whatever.
Anyways.
It's a different generation. You guys are weird.
So my boy Monster Cock and I were at a hotel outside Cleveland, and Ohio. He also plays disc golf, and we're both night disc golf guys, right? So he brought his disc golf stuff, which included his black light, which is what you need to light up your discs at night so you can play night disc golf.
That's funny because the guy with the huge cock I knew in college, we called Maglite.
There you go.
And he actually inspired a character in the TFM book by the same name. Go ahead.
Yes. So this guy with a big penis had a black light, and I was like, dude, you should shine this around our hotel room. Because you always see the, it's like a
You
like a
should
joke.
shine this around our hotel room?
Because you want to see where the cum is.
Oh, yeah.
The black
You
light.
see where all the
shows-
stains
yeah,
are. This
exactly.
is disgusting.
So we did it in our hotel room.
Oh, no. You're
There-
not supposed to do this in the
Now,
room you're in.
Around the bed, really wasn't too much. What was weird was that it was on the walls. There were mysterious glowing splotches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
That makes sense, though. From a fucking things up standpoint, you come on the carpet, that's a problem. You come on a rug, it's a problem. You come in the bed, it's a problem. You come on the wall, it's not that big of a problem.
You think they were listening to Yin Yang Twins?
You know what I mean? to the window, to the wall. But yeah, I kind of get that. That makes sense. But also, like, I feel like the murders cause splatters to walls a lot.
Dude, I didn't check the windows.
Oh, shit. Who knows what that was like?
I bet I couldn't even see out it anymore. Shine the blacklight on it, it's just complete. It all lights up. It's not even a window anymore. It's a mirror. I can see myself in it because it's lighting up so much.
Hopefully you didn't get the same room as Aegon from House of the Dragon, the window cranker.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of fucked up. That's like public indecency.
It is.
It was the daytime.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't. Today's episode is brought to you by Indochino. When it comes to style, there's no right answer for everyone. It isn't math. We each have our own tastes and needs we want fulfilled when it comes to our fits, which makes finding the perfect suit impossible if you're shopping off the rack. But finding a suit that's perfect for you is simple thanks to Indochino. Choose your favorite fabric and customize every detail to find the look that's perfect for you. Submit your measurements online or get measured in store for a custom made for you fit at an incredible price. And with their fall collection featuring new colors and premium fabrics, you'll be in style all season long. I can tell you personally, the Indochino experience is incredible. Whether you go to one of their showrooms and get measured up or do it from home, I have done both now. I went to the Indochino in Austin my first time through, but for my most recent order, I actually did it all online, measured myself at home, checked out everything they had online, and picked out the green suit that so many of you have complimented me on social media. One of my favorite outfits I've ever owned, probably my favorite suit I've ever owned from Indochino. It's unbelievable. But they make everything, too. Custom fitted shirts. If you've seen the white shirt I've posted on social media with the WRB, my initials on the cuff, that is from Indochino as well. They've got casual wear, outerwear, and more. You can get a premium personalized wardrobe without spending a fortune. They're always adding new designs and fabric options like their latest fall collection, and they're ready to elevate your look today, letting you make any suit into a tux as well. Design your perfect suit with Indochino to get $50 off any purchase of $3.99 or more. Use promo code RBP at Indochino.com. That's INDOCHINO.com. Code RBP when you check out for $50 off. Get yourself a tux. Get yourself a suit. Look good. Jared, I have accepted that realistically, you and I are not going to have time to plan a grand gender reveal involving several tons of tannerite. It's probably not going to happen.
Well, Ross, that's where you're wrong. Cade, hit it! Okay, I didn't actually plan something. And now Cade's probably going to walk over here because he thinks there's I'm calling him in for something.
It would have been sick if something had exploded in the backyard.
You just exploded.
Or my chair. Yeah, if I just exploded. But so my wife and I, we got the blood test stuff done to where we could even, we knew the sex of the baby before we even did the ultrasound or whatever. We found out on a piece of paper in an envelope. And because I've already slipped repeatedly, not only on this show, but Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, and also twitch.tv/Boss Rollin', and because I'm sick of not being able to talk about him, my wife and I are having a boy in February. And his name is actually RJ, and I'm not gonna give out what the initials mean yet, but that's his name. We came up with a name. I mean, we came up with little dude's name almost immediately after finding out the sex. And I've never been more excited for anything in my life than I am to meet him. I got to see him again this morning. We went to our 25th week or something crazy. We're over 6 months deep now. Went to our checkup, did another ultrasound or whatever, and he yawned on the screen, and it was mind-blowing.
Because you were fucking boring him.
I know, but it's absolutely insane. Little dude and his mama are very healthy. Like I said, we hit the 6-month mark a few days ago. I cannot believe how quickly the time has flown by. For more reasons than one, it feels that way, but time really has felt like it's sped up the last several months. In a lot of ways for a lot of us, since the pandemic has started to fade into the background and life has sort of, taken the foreground again. Things have gone by a lot more quickly. And especially me and my wife got pregnant so fast after we got married. We're very lucky, very fortunate. And for that reason, it's also seemed like everything has gone just incredibly quickly in 2022. I have not read a single book yet, dude. I am completely slacking on the parenting preparation, and it's getting down to crunch time. The other day, my wife had some cramping, and I was like, holy shit, what if he is born right now, and I have to read 3 books tonight like I'm cramming for a final in college? Because I'm almost definitely giving myself too much credit. Having witnessed and partially helped raise a 1-year-old when I first met my wife, because I have all this experience with my stepdaughter now, and I'm a loving, caring person, so I feel like I'll just get it all naturally, but I need to start reading. I really, really need, and this is why I don't have time to plan a full-blown gender reveal party that causes at least a couple deaths in honor of the boy. Because I need to spend that time reading about how to keep him alive. So if you have any good parenting recommendation books, I've got 2 to get started with, but if you're a dad or a mom, either way, and you've got a good book recommendation, hit me, because the time is nigh. I've only got a few months left to prep.
Okay, I'm going to just ask the question everybody's wondering right now. Did you or did you not make the J and RJ stand for Jared because of how much a hero I am in saving Bruce's life?
Again, I'm not going to reveal what his initials stand for yet. If you're wondering if his name is Ross Jared, I can neither confirm nor deny that. But his initials are RJ, and his last name is Bolen, RJ Bolen. But again, I will not be commenting further on the initials and what they signify. That will remain a mystery between me and my wife.
Okay.
And family.
Okay.
Yeah.
My family.
But it's a good question. Any other questions, Jared?
My family.
Some days it still doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real that this is, I have that stupid LeBron James meme now where he was at the pool, can't believe this is my life. He's such a douche. And yeah, but then I look at my wife's belly, and it's surreal to me that he's real and he's coming soon. And the past few years, especially, have just been total chaos. I feel like that could not have better prepared me for the inevitably years of chaos I have ahead of me as a father, and I'm so pumped, man. I appreciate all the kind words from everybody. We'll meet RJ Bolen in February, and until then, my wife and I appreciate all the prayers and positive thoughts you can send our way and spare. It means a lot. Yeah. It's weird, though, dude. Every time you go to the doctor, once you found out you're having a boy, they have to show you his penis. They've got to show it to you. And my doctor won't say penis.
What do they say?
He says,
Ding-a-ling?
He says his little wiener. Oh, look at his little wiener. And I'm like, stop calling it that, man. That's his cock. What do you mean? Don't emasculate my boy. It's not a wiener, but it is. Babies have wieners, man. That's like the only time that it makes sense to call a penis a wiener is when it's
like a cocktail weenie, right?
Little baby dick. You know what I mean?
A cocktail weenie.
But I'm serious. Every single ultrasound we've done, they're like, and there's his penis. And then they take pictures of it, and then they hand them to me. So I've just got the amount of photos of this kid that exists, he hasn't even been friggin' born, and the amount of them that have like his dick circled, say like, it's a boy. Like, give this kid, he's got no privacy in there. No wonder he's moving around and kicking all the time. He's crazy active now. My wife is miserable.
If your son is born on
She's fine. She's not miserable. She's enjoying it.
If your son is born on my birthday, you have to, I don't care what the J stands for, you have to change it to Jared.
Fair enough.
Deal? My birthday's in February.
When's your birthday?
February 27th.
Man, he would be late.
Okay.
Because he's supposed to come out like the 2nd.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well, maybe he'll want to
If he's born on your birthday, my wife will probably have killed us at that point. From being so
for 3 weeks
incredibly
extra.
pissed off about the state of her body. But yeah, I didn't want to like keep it a weird secret. I don't know. I thought initially that I would have time. I thought I would be able to pull off a crazy gender reveal thing and that we'd be able to do something cool for the pod. But it just didn't work out that way, and House of the Dragon and everything else has taken up all of our time here at Bolen Media. So I just wanted to get it out of the way, get it done today, so that moving forward I can talk about him and not have to worry about slipping when I say him or her or they or it or whatever. And it got kind of weird calling a baby it over and over. So, yeah, it's RJ. It's a him, a he, a boy, a little boy. And they show me his penis every time I go to the doctor.
Ross Jared Bolen.
Ross Jared Bolen, coming 2023. Today's episode is also brought to you by Liquid IV. Cooler weather makes it easy to miss signs of dehydration like overheating or perspiration, which means it's even more important for you to keep your body hydrated this winter. Liquid IV fuels your well-being with easy ways to stay hydrated. In just one stick, you're getting 5 essential vitamins and hydrating 2 times faster than you are with water alone. Whether you're prepping for the day or taking a long-haul flight on vacation, Liquid IV is an essential addition to your routine. How do you use it? I mean, it's really simple, Jared. You just take a packet, you tear off the top, you pour it into your water, you stir it, you shake it, you do whichever you please to get it mixed up in there, and then you drink it like you would a normal beverage, man. It's not that complicated, and it hydrates you 2 times faster than water alone.
Well, guess what, Ross? I said, let me explain it because I just drank my Liquid IV for the day.
How hydrated are you right now?
Well,
2 times?
Not only am I hydrated,
wow,
I'm also energized because I said, you know what? I'm not going to have a second coffee today. I'm going to replace my coffee with Liquid IV's energy multiplier.
Wow.
I went with the new yuzu pineapple flavor. I believe you have
I have lemon ginger here in front of me. It's also delicious. But yes, the Liquid IV energy multiplier, Jared.
Oh, I'm a big yuzu pineapple fan now.
Comparable to 1 to 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus. I know your stupid ass didn't know that.
I bet you feel all jacked up right now, though, mentally.
Oh, yeah, I feel
You're
great.
just going 100 miles an hour, aren't you?
Optimized.
God, yeah. Liquid IV is awesome. They've also got the immune support booster.
I love that one.
It's really, really nice, especially if you feel a cold coming on or allergies are bugging you or whatever. You want a little extra boost.
It's a great hungover thing. I like to drink them when I get home from the bars. Drink 1. 2 might be a little much. Drink 1 Liquid IV.
To try to combat the dehydration that alcohol brings?
Replace the dehydration. Replace the hydration.
It's an interesting theory. Grape flavors, by the way. Concord grape is my current
grape
favorite.
flavors, more like it.
Strawberries, delicious. Watermelon. I love all of them, man. Pina colada is great. Tropical punch. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. It's got B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C.
You sunk my
3
battleship.
times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. And Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. They have donated over 25 million servings in 50-plus countries around the world. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 15% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code ROSS at checkout. That's 15% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code ROSS at liquidiv.com. I've got an insane headline of the day for you.
Uh-huh.
It's from your home state.
Okay. Wisconsin?
No. Marijuana coming to Circle K gas stations in Florida.
That's okay. Well, that's a good story, a positive story.
How is this possible, though? I don't understand. Is it not even legal in Florida,
Well,
right?
it's legal with
Medicinally.
Medicinally, yeah.
It says Floridians will soon be able to buy marijuana products along with cigarettes and snacks at Circle K gas stations, according to Green Thumb Industries, one of the largest U.S. cannabis producers. Under a new partnership between the companies starting next year, weed will be sold at 10 Rise Express dispensaries with separate entrances from the gas stations. So it's going to be a dispensary attached to the gas station.
Yep, like when they do a McDonald's attached to a gas station, like that.
Yeah, but this is the good version and the dream. And if it was a gas station with both
McDonald's and a dispensary,
brother, now you've got a stew going.
Can you imagine that?
Oh my God!
Not only the
yes,
hot
I can.
food, but also all the munchies.
Oh, that'd be heavenly.
They should do a delivery service.
I would
It's
probably
just
live at a
that
gas
place.
station, frankly. But this is mostly just to piss me off even further to read this story. So yeah, it's a deal with Circle K, which does not strike me as like the establishment that would be the one to bring weed to Floridians en masse.
As a Floridian, Circle K is like, it's weird because a lot of...
We have them here too, right?
Yeah, they're nationwide,
but they're kind of shitty here.
They are. They're also kind of shitty in Florida.
Okay.
But it's just like what we do. I don't know. It's weird. There was a Circle K across the street from my middle school.
Just the branding goes well with y'all in Florida. You're like, yeah, we're kind of shitty.
Well, it's like I said, there was one across the street from my middle school. I went there every day, and I would get generally the same snack. I would get a soda, be either Dr. Pepper, Wild Cherry, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, usually like one of the flavored ones rather than the regular Mountain Dew. And I'd get almost always the same snack. It would be the honey barbecue twist.
Those are so good,
Fritos,
bro.
Fritos.
I would get those a lot in high school.
Honey
You
barbecue
also a
twist
pack of
Fritos.
Parliament Lights, right?
Oh, no, I didn't get any Parliament Lights in middle school.
Pussy.
But the Circle K was like the spot. Everybody would go there after middle school. They always thought you were shoplifting because you were a shithead kid. I don't know what it is about Circle K.
I still think kids are shoplifting when I see them in like a gas station.
A lot of states have the gas station for the state. Does Texas have one? I don't know if we do here.
Oh man,
I don't
that's
think we
a really
do.
good question.
Now in Wisconsin and in Minnesota, it's Quick Trip, but not the Quick Trip down here with a Q. It's the one up there with a K.
I mean, I would say like Buc-ee's is probably that.
But they're not
for us
in the
now.
cities. They're on their outskirts. They're on the
Yeah,
highway.
but they're in the cities too now.
No,
They've
they're
kind
not.
of they have.
Oh,
They've
there's
started
one.
making those
There's
little
one
ones.
in Katy. That's it.
They've started making those little ones, but maybe like Texaco. Is that still a thing? Even
I think it's more of a gas station than like I don't think they have a store.
more of a gas station than
I think
what if my guy
Texaco
has to have a store attached to it.
Yeah. Like
Don't they always
okay,
now kind of
like
there's
7-Eleven?
You never find one that doesn't have shit to sell you now, right? They always do.
Yeah, no, there's always at least a little store.
Have you been to any of the ones in Austin that have like a fucking rack of bongs and pipes for you to buy?
No, I don't think so.
Pretty funny.
Well,
Just
that
a
sounds like
combined
that
head
sounds
shop
like this.
slash gas station, but a really, really shitty
Yeah.
and not desirable version of it.
I did go to one
Also, no weed.
on the same trip when I was in Cleveland. I went to one that sold Delta 8
Yeah.
because it's legal in Ohio. But like they
I
had
mean,
they
even
had
the
a
gas
whole
station right here sells Delta 8. They all sell Delta 8 now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like flour or like vapes?
Like pre-rolled that's probably old and shitty and wasn't good to begin with, is my guess. I'm not saying you should get it. I'm just saying it is there.
I mean,
it's like there
legal.
with the lotto tickets and the fucking boner pills and shit,
Yeah.
man.
Horny goat weed.
Yeah, which makes me think it's not good. You know what I mean? That's not good shit in there. There's not like good Delta 8. It's not like going to get you high.
Why
It's
is
not
it called horny goat weed?
I don't know.
Is there a weed that goats eat that makes them horny?
It must be something like that.
Are goats notably horny animals? They have horns, I know, but the penis. Is it a penis?
Jared, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know a lot about the branding behind horny goat weed. It's not something I've put a lot of thought toward.
I would think you would have read the back of the packet after all these times buying it.
It says the deal with Circle K will make it easier and more efficient for patients to purchase high-quality cannabis as part of their everyday routine when stopping by their local convenience store. Damn, that sounds sick. Still illegal on the federal level, marijuana is sold legally in Florida for medical use, with nearly 560,000 Floridians currently possessing a medical marijuana card, according to the Florida Department of Health. Marijuana is sold in standalone dispensaries in parts of the U.S. that have legalized it, with cannabis allowed for medical use in 37 states and for adult recreational use in 19 others.
We're almost halfway there.
19 others. Circle K's owner, Quebec, Canada-based Alimentation Couche-Tard, is that a name? Confirmed the agreement for Green Thumb to lease adjacent space to its stores in Florida, saying, quote, "To be clear, Circle K is not selling cannabis in its U.S. stores," a spokesperson told CBS Money Watch in an email. And
this is smart. There's every Circle K can spare the amount of space needed to put one of these in.
So it's just Canada?
No. It's Quebec. Circle K is apparently based in Canada, but it's going to be in Florida.
I don't understand.
They had to give a statement from their headquarters in Quebec.
But it says, to be clear, Circle K is not selling cannabis in its U.S. stores.
They're leasing space to Green Thumb Industries. They're not. They're trying to say Circle K's not selling it.
I love that.
It's Green Thumb.
I'll tell you, this whole cannabis thing has been one of the more interesting loophole exposures that we've had recently, like large scale in our economy, where people are finding all these different ways. The banks won't help them with cash or with credit, so they have to take cash, like weird shit like that.
Yeah.
There's just been all this funny little stuff that's happened.
It's very weird.
But yeah, good for Florida, I guess.
Yeah. It's also funny that 560,000 Floridians
have cards already.
Just make it recreational. It can't be.
That means it's probably not that difficult to get a card. Well, I mean, the other side of it is it depends on what they've opened it up to. And what kind of weed they've legalized medically. Because like Texas, we've legalized weed medically on a very lame level. Like where you can only get shit weed. Which is weird. But I looked into it because one of the things they approved was PTSD. Which I've been diagnosed with. So I was like, oh shit, I could get medical marijuana instead of having to go through whatever. And that didn't pan out because I looked into it and was like, ooh.
Oh, that strain's gross, dude. I checked it out on Leafly. It's
so
mid,
lame,
dude. That strain's mid.
They only had mids, Jared.
Dude, what?
That was the problem. They only had mids.
Could you get like Keef or like was it just swag?
Hold on. So here's a question. If I go to Florida for travel, can I get a medical card?
I don't know. You act like I try to keep up with Florida. I try to forget about it.
So you don't have a medical card?
No, I can say right now I do not have a Florida medical card.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Anyway, one day.
My mom does, as she talked about on the episode where you interviewed my mom, which is available now on the Ross Bolen Podcast Patreon, patreon.com/Ross Bolen Podcast.
That's true.
Ross interviewed me and my mom like
it was a great episode.
2 years ago. Phenomenal episode.
Before Bolen Media existed, wasn't it?
No,
it's right after the establishment of it.
So when we were recording in that church annex, which is
with permanent record in that church annex. Yeah, that was funny as hell. Their setup was so good, but so random. Anyway, Jared, I wanted to take some time today. This is going to be controversial. I understand that, but I'm going to make my case for why everyone should be rooting for my controversial hometown baseball team, the Houston Astros, specifically against the New York Yankees. All right. First and foremost, Dusty Baker. Everybody loves Dusty Baker. Unanimously loved. That's the whole reason the fucking franchise hired him, because they knew we were one of the more hateable teams in sports now, and they wanted somebody that could put a good face on it. And Dusty is that dude. And like it really like checks out. He's like 97 years old or something.
As we discussed on this podcast, he invented the high five.
He literally invented the high five. How do you not like this guy? He's never won a World Series, and he deserves one maybe as much as any person involved in baseball ever has. And again, he's not even going to be around that much longer. Come on, root for the old man.
Speaking of Astros like coaching staff, did you hear I think it was a Thursday Night Football broadcast that your third base coach's son is in the NFL. He's a wide receiver, Pettis.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah. He was like in one of the games. I think they lost.
That's tight.
Yeah. Maybe on the Broncos.
What an organization.
Let's ride.
So you got Dusty Baker, and then also just fuck the New York Yankees. They represent everything you hate about this world. And in your heart of hearts, you know it. The Pinstripes are evil, the Yankees are the enemy, and the Astros are just the underdog who maybe one time went a little too far to topple Goliath. But now we're playing clean baseball, Jared. All right? No excuses, bitch. Jose Altuve is currently 0-19 in the postseason. We are 4-0. We have not lost a game. And frankly, if you hate Jose Altuve, you are a monster. He's the sweetest little dude ever.
I don't know, man. He was wearing that buzzer.
You didn't have a fucking buzzer on. You people are morons. Bunch of
He had
sheep.
a buzzer on him.
Anyway, look, it's time for everyone
One of
to
those gag buzzers you put in your hand and shake somebody's hand.
like the one that Jack Nicholson murdered that dude with as Joker in Batman, where Michael Keaton was Batman.
The reason why I like the Astros is because I hate the Dodgers, who beat my Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, Dodgers are out though.
In the World Series final.
Have you seen what Dodgers fans are doing?
I know they're like accosted.
They're bitching that the postseason should be amended because they got knocked out. They're saying that the best teams in baseball don't advance far enough into the Major League Baseball postseason. They just won a World Series.
Yeah.
2 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, 2 years ago. They beat my Rays.
And they're now saying that the postseason is broken and it needs to be reformatted to suit that, basically so that they can be in it. Which is just win. What's wrong with you fucking losers? Just win. This is not, you don't change the rules of the game because you suck.
I don't like them because they spend so much money on that roster too.
They're saying, oh, you should have the option whether or not you want to execute the bye or you want to play immediately. They're saying that the gap, that them being the best team in the league keeps backfiring because they get a bye and then they have time off and then they lose. It's like, stop it. Los Angeles sports writers are the worst. The worst takes, the worst fucking columns. They stink at their jobs. They're terrible. They're biased people who never really understood sports to begin with before they became sports writers, and now they're trying to appeal to an audience of some of the worst fans in the world in Los Angeles. They stink. Don't listen to those people. They don't know what they're talking about. Identify them and then ignore them. But yeah, I just let it go, man. Look, it's time to let it go and become an Astros bandwagon fan. I'm trying to do you a favor. This is not me like, oh, we need more people. We don't give a fuck. We're having fun. That's my point. This is the most fun franchise ever to be a fan of. We just go to the fucking American League Championship every single season. It's like being a Patriots fan at this point. It's
How many
hysterical.
in a row?
6.
Are you serious?
Yes. This is the 6th fucking time. And honestly, it's like a double-edged sword because it's the best thing ever. It's so much fun. But it also creates a massive amount of stress in my life when we make deep postseason runs. If it doesn't, it's only resulted in one World Series win so far. And a whole lot of weeks of me being upset and like stressed out and not sleeping as much and wearing jerseys as a grown man.
Oh yeah, I think we beat you. We did beat you 2 years ago.
Yeah, you did.
To go there, yeah.
Yeah. And then we lost to the Braves last year. I mean, it's tough out there at the top, but near the top.
To be clear, that is your only good team in Houston, right? Like even close.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
God, yeah. Even close is a.
Have the Texans won, or they just tied that one game?
No, they won a game, but it doesn't matter. They're so bad.
Damon Pierce.
That's not just a bad team, Jared. That's a doomed franchise.
No, but Damon Pierce is good.
That doesn't matter. J.J. Watt was good. Andre Johnson was good. DeAndre Hopkins was good.
Every time I think about the fact that you guys had 3 Hall of Famers, you had Andre Johnson,
Deshaun Watson was good.
DeAndre Hopkins,
Then he couldn't
J.J. Watt.
Stop breaking the law sexually, psycho.
But okay, we're Andre Johnson.
Yeah, we've had all kinds of great players. Is my point.
Were they ever on a team at the same time? DeAndre Hopkins and Andre Johnson.
Yes.
And J.J. Watt.
Yes.
Are you sure Andre Johnson wasn't gone a little bit before that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. The fact that you guys did you make the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
But then we got the shit beat out
and
of us.
Arian Foster, you had a guy with a rushing title.
Oh, we were unbelievable. We had an unbelievably talented team.
Yeah,
we didn't have a good enough quarterback when we had Schaub. Deshaun Watson obviously was the first quarterback to really replace him and really to ever give us a chance at a Super Bowl run, and he becomes a sexual deviant, or was one to begin with. And now we've got the Neck, who's, he's not bad, but it's his second season. He stinks. The team stinks. The ownership stinks. They just now finally fired the guy that is almost third-handedly, not single-handedly. He's one of the main reasons, along with Bill O'Brien, our former coach and GM, who everybody knows is now Nick Saban's offensive coordinator in Alabama. He's one of the main reasons that this team has been a total and utter shit. Excuse me.
So bad.
Can't even say his name without almost vomiting. Shitstorm and disaster. He's that evangelical weirdo.
Jack Easterby.
We got him from the Patriots. And yeah, they just now fired this guy. But for years, he's been apparently like secretly running the team and is like a Littlefinger type character. But if Littlefinger was all about Jesus.
Doesn't he also wear like really expensive sneakers? Like he's like a sneakerhead pastor.
He's just an asshole, man. He makes Texans fans look bad. He makes Christians look bad.
I mean, Houstonians are like, you guys don't have a very good reputation, like in terms of like evangelical guys. Joel Osteen.
Oh no, it's real bad.
Jack Easterby.
It's rough down there. Ed Young has joined the ranks of like controversial evangelical pastors. He's the one I grew up on actually, which is not all that shocking, but is still disappointing. But yeah, so I don't know. It's time. It's time for some of you. I see it happening. Little by little, people DMing me being like, I'm actually rooting for y'all. And I'm like, good. You should be. Maybe we did fuck around and steal a World Series. So what? The Yankees have like 30 of them. And they're all from before the internet was invented.
The Rays have none.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Well,
2 appearances. That's it.
steal more signs. That's my only real suggestion so far.
No, if the computer can't do it, we aren't going to do it.
Are y'all a computer-run franchise?
Yes. Kevin Cash, the most famous story in Rays baseball history is Blake Snell's pitching a one-hitter. Oh, you went through the rotation 3 times? They take Blake Snell out on a one-hitter. Immediately they put in douchebag McGee, loser boy, and we get smoked. We get smoked.
One of those 2 by the computer guys, not by the book.
You look out there, Blake Snell, 1 hit. And they pull him.
It happens, man. Weird managerial decisions get made in baseball. Speaking of sports, today's episode is also brought to you by MyBookie. We have entered the best time of the year for sports betting. My absolute favorite time of the year, point blank period, because football and basketball and baseball seasons all overlap. It is glorious. And if you love our show and want to support us, you should be getting all your sports betting done at MyBookie and use the code ROSS when you sign up for a double deposit bonus up to $1,000. That means if you put in $500 to play with and use code ROSS when you deposit, MyBookie will match that $500 with another $500. So you'll have $1,000 to throw down on whatever team you choose. You could bet on the Astros tonight. Go to MyBookie, sign up, use code ROSS, unlock that double deposit bonus up to $1,000. Stipulations apply. Also this weekend, Charles Olivieri and Islam Makhachev highlight the main event at UFC 280. It could be the biggest pay-per-view event of the year. Sterling, Dillashaw, Yan, and O'Malley.
Sugar Sean, baby.
Yeah, diehard or a casual fan. Every punch that lands could be another win at MyBookie. Predict individual matchups, bet on fights to go the distance, or lock in prop bets like X-Fighter to score a knockout. All for a chance at a bigger payout. There's no sport as fun to bet on as MMA, and no sportsbook gives you more ways to win than MyBookie. And for a limited time only, join the MyBookie family, and you will double your first deposit instantly. Use promo code ROSS to claim your deposit bonus, but act fast because this is the last time you will be able to grab this double deposit bonus. Code ROSS at MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie today. Jared, I was listening to the new Lil Baby album, and not that you give a shit about that, but it's just all right. It's fine.
Which one is Lil Baby? He's not Da Baby.
He's not Da Baby. He's the best mumble rapper.
Okay.
I'll say that. But you can't really understand what he's saying a lot of the time if you're just listening casually. You have to be freaking intent when you're paying attention to this dude's music. And anyway, the point is, I was listening to it and I was like, this is not doing it for me because I was trying to work out and it's kind of meh. And I needed something to get me amped up. And it's when it occurred to me, at that moment, I was like, well, it's funny how you can use music to kind of harness moods. And then later, the next day, I was listening to like Spotify Shuffle or whatever. And a Lucas Nelson country song came on, or Texas country, outlaw country, whatever you want to define him as. And it made me feel better because it was soothing. And I was like, shit, I do a really bad job of mixing in like different kinds of music based on my mood.
You just listen to rap all the time?
I just listen to nonstop trap rap, and it's not great, I don't think, for my stress levels necessarily. And this is one of the things I noticed about country music people, watching them a lot growing up. Because I've always been around a lot of white people listening to country music, And it's always made me cringe a little bit because I fucking hate it. I don't like it. It just doesn't work for me. It's not my thing that I connect with. But so I always wondered, what is it about this type of music that these people connect with? We don't live on a farm. We live in fucking Houston. None of you have any horses or cattle. We're driving around in cars every day. Why are you so into this music? And the same thing obviously applies to rap music. I'm not in the trap slinging drugs or driving around in a Bentley or doing whatever the fuck. Like it's
aspirational.
Yeah, at least with both of them it kind of is, right? But it's also about just like mood setting. Like rap music tends to be really motivational, really aspirational, really like get up and go get it for me. Like it makes me motivated. Country music for other people does do kind of the opposite. It makes you think about the simple pleasures in life and the good things and slow down and try to, you know what I mean? Like the opposite, basically, of what most of the rap I listen to does. Which is a vibe that I don't have enough of in my life. That's what I'm saying. I listen to a lot of different types of music. I'm mixing a lot of weird musicals and shit, man. I love Phantom of the Opera and stuff like that. But even that is not chill. Like Les Mis is about rebellion. Like Phantom of the Opera is about a fucking specter with a half melted off face haunting an opera house. It's not chill. There's versions of music, and it doesn't have to be country, that you can use to kind of guide your day in a slower way. And that's also kind of, I want to say, this is just occurring to me, where like UGK got the idea for what they called like country rap tunes, because they made slowed down country rap that was more on that level, on that
What about
vibe,
country grammar?
which is interesting. It's a great song, man. That like dominated, I want to say 6th grade for me.
We going down, down, baby.
I was obsessed with that shit. Did you have a CD-ROM growing up? Did you listen to music on a CD player?
Yeah, I bought Aaron. Oh, Aaron.
So that's
first CD I bought,
that's
Aaron
just
Carter.
not a thing that kids know now, right? They don't know that shit.
I used to listen to my two mains. I would always listen to on like family vacations when I had my little Walkman CD player, not the MP3.
Yeah,
Was the Shrek soundtrack.
love it.
Which hilariously
had it.
My friend, my boy, Booty Stank Joe, is the lead singer in a Shrek soundtrack cover band based in Colorado. If you ever are in Colorado,
Wow.
make sure you are on the lookout for Layers, the Shrek soundtrack cover band.
Oh, because of it, the Onion.
Yeah, Layers like an
That's a
onion.
great
Yes.
name for a Shrek cover band.
And the other one was the Mr. Deeds soundtrack, which is so good. Like, arguably the best movie soundtrack of all time.
Chumbawamba,
Open the door.
Chumbawamba, Beastie Boys, Intergalactic, the Jay-Z album that had Hard Knock Life on it. I'm naming CDs that I very distinctly remember listening to a lot. South Park CD. I had a South Park CD with all these weird... Cartman singing Come Sail Away. I'm sailing away. Is incredible. I don't know why I had that and why I remember it, but it's occurring to me now. So,
Okay.
anyway, it's weird to me that there's like 18-year-olds listening that have they didn't experience that and never will.
Oh, how about this? How about when you're like, you move around and you get a skip because
It was a nightmare, man.
or it gets a little
You
scratched.
an
Oh,
album and you
God.
couldn't listen to a certain song anymore or whatever.
That sucks.
Oh my fucking God.
Another one. I don't remember which Now it was. It was like Now That's What I Call Music 5 or something, but it had Sum 41's Fat Lip on it. I used to bump that.
Jock Jams, did a lot of Jock Jams, Limp Bizkit. I did it all for the Nookie.
Did you?
The Nookie.
You did it all for that?
You can take that cookie, stick it up your ass. I can't believe those are lyrics.
Thank you, Fred.
Anyway, thanks for being here today. Go to bolenmedia.com/shop for merch for all of our brands. Enjoy yourself some Formula Bone F1 show if you're an F1 fan. We've got a race this weekend in Austin. Mr. Jared Borislow himself, the man they call J-Bone, will be there.
United States Grand Prix right here in Austin, Texas, baby.
Wow.
If you're going to watch it because it's an American race, you should check out my preview available now on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you get your podcasts.
Formula Bone F1 show. Follow Formula Bone at Formula Bone on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Follow Jared at Jared Borislow on TikTok or on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me at WR Bolen. You can follow RBP at the Ross Bolen Podcast on TikTok and Instagram, at Ross Bolen Pod on Twitter. We will be back. I will be back tomorrow. Jared's going to be out at the race, but I will certainly be back tomorrow on patreon.com/Ross Bolen Podcast for another episode. If you've got questions with regard to me having a kid or whatever, I'm happy to answer them. Just hit me with them. I don't really know what I've never gotten to talk about like fatherhood before, so I don't really know what all people are interested in hearing about, or having a baby or pregnancy or any of that stuff. Holler at me on social media, and maybe I'll get into some of it tomorrow on Patreon. Until then, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Go check out all the Bolen Media stuff at bolenmedia.com. Until next time, peace be with you, and also with you.